Hello students, welcome to biology class. Today we are going to learn about the chapter number 2 sexual reproduction in plant of class 12. Okay, so sexual reproduction already we have learned in chapter number 1. So sexual reproduction about you have already know, but we are going to learn about the sexual reproduction in plant. Okay, so all of you know what is reproduction. Reproduction is the process to produce the new offspring, but we are going to learn in about plant. Okay, so first of all we know about the parts of plant. So all of you know the parts of plant. So basically plant having two types of part. One is vegetative parts and other is reproductive part. Okay, so vegetative parts just for the growth of the plant. Okay, so vegetative parts like stem, root, leaves, these are the vegetative parts of plant, and this part helps the plant to grow and become a mature, sexually mature. Okay, but there is a reproductive part. Okay, so which helps in the producing of the offspring, and this reproductive part of the plant is flower. All of you know flower, it is a reproductive part of plant. Okay, so we first of all we learn about the parts of flower. Okay, so all of you know about the parts of flower. So basically plant having flower having a four parts. One is calyx, other is corolla, other is stamen and pistil. Okay, calyx and corolla are the accessory parts. It does not directly involve in a sexual reproduction, but the stamen and pistil, it is a reproductive part of a flower. Okay, so stamen, it is a male reproductive part. Stamen, it is a male reproductive part which produce male gametes, and pistil, it is a female reproductive part which produce female gamete. Okay, the group of stamen is known as androecium. Group of stamen is known as androecium, and group of pistil is known as gynoecium. Okay, so already we know about the male part, stamen. Okay, now what are the parts of stamen? This is stamen. Okay, and stamen, it's a male reproductive part. Okay, the parts of stamen are two parts. One is anther. This part is anther, and this is filament. Okay, and filament helps to the stamen to attach with the flower. Okay, now basically this anther, it helps to produce the gametes. Okay, so anther is divided into a microsporangium. Anther consists microsporangium. If we cut the anther cross section, then we can show such type of diagram. Okay, and this anther having four microsporangium, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so first of all we see the structure of microsporangium. Okay, so anther having a microsporangium, and the sporangium means it produce the spores, and the spores means which carry gametes. Okay, so always remember that microsporangium, it is a male part, and female part, it is a megasporangium. Okay, but first of all see we about the male part. Okay, male reproductive part, anther having microsporangium, and microsporangium produce the spores. So first of all let's learn about the structure of microsporangium. Okay, so microsporangium having multiple layers. Outer layer is called epidermis. Outer layer is called epidermis. Okay, so each microsporangium having four layers. Outer layer is epidermis, and inside epidermis it is a endothecium. Second layer is endothecium. Second layer of the microsporangium is endothecium, and inside endothecium it is a middle layers. Middle layers. Okay, and inside middle layers there is a layer. It is called tapetum. The fourth layer is tapetum, and inside tapetum there is a sporogenous tissue which consists pollen mother cell. It is a male gametes. Okay, so this is the structure of the microsporangium. It having a four layer. Outer layer is endothecium. Inside endothecium it is the epidermis. Epidermis inside it is a middle layers, and last layer is tapetum. This tapetum layer is a more having a dense cell, bigger cell and dense cytoplasm. Cells having dense cytoplasm, and this tapetum helps to nourish the pollen mother cell. It helps in the production of microspore into the microsporangium. Okay, so this inside the tapetum, it is a sporogenous tissue, and each cell of sporogenous tissue is called PMC. PMC means pollen mother cell. Pollen mother cell which is diploid. and it is a meiocyte. All of you know what is meiocyte. Meiocyte, it's a special cell that produce gametes. Okay, so here it is a PMC, pollen mother cell. It produce microspore by meiosis. Okay, so PMC undergo meiosis and produce microspore. These microspores, okay, so by undergoing of meiosis, and then microspore develop to produce pollen grain. Microspore develop to produce pollen grain, and this pollen grain, it is a male gametophyte. Okay, the ultimate final product of the anther, it's a pollen grain. It produced after maturation. Okay, and pollen grain, it's a male gametophyte. Okay, now what is gametophyte? So gametophyte, it's a structure that carry gametes. Okay, so here it is a male gametophyte, then it means it carry male gamete. Okay, in next video we will learn about the structure of pollen grain, but pollen grain, it's a male gametophyte. Okay, so similarly a female part which is known as pistil, it has a three different part. Pistil having three different part: stigma, upper part, it is a stigma, and this tube like structure is style, and then this swollen part is ovary. So there are three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. Ovary consists, inside ovary there is a structure is called ovule. Okay, and this ovule is nothing but it is a megasporangium. Ovule is known as megasporangium. Microsporangium, it is male part, and megasporangium, it is a female structure that produce megaspores. Okay, so let's learn about the structure of ovule. Ovule means megasporangium. Okay, so similarly as microsporangium having similar is a megasporangium. Okay, so the outer layer is helps in protection. Okay, so let's learn about the megasporangium. Okay, so inside ovary, ovule is attached to ovary by the special structure called placenta. Okay, so this part is placenta which helps to attach the ovule inside the ovary, and below placenta it is a stalk like structure. This stalk like structure is called funicle. Stalk like structure that attach with placenta is called funicle, and this is megasporangium. Okay, so and other part is hilum. This part is hilum, and this hilum helps to attach megasporangium means ovule with funicle. It is a junction between megasporangium and funicle. Okay, now this outer part of megasporangium, it is an integument. It is a protective cover. It is called integument. Okay, and this is outer integument. Outer integument, just like a microsporangium. Microsporangium having a epidermis, and this outer layer is called outer integument. Okay, and inside outer integument there is a second layer is inner integument. Okay, and this integument helps to protect this megasporangium. Okay, and then inside inner integument it is a nucellus. Okay, this tissue, this layer is called nucellus, and the nucellus having a similar function just like a tapetum. Okay, it provides nutrition to the developing megaspore. Okay, and inside nucellus it is a megaspore mother cell. This is megaspore mother cell. Just like inside tapetum it is a pollen mother cell, but in microsporangium there are more number of pollen mother cell. But in megasporangium there is only one megaspore mother cell. Okay, so here also megaspore mother cell is a diploid which undergo meiosis and produce haploid megaspore. Okay, the megaspore matlab female gamete, and here microspore matlab male gametes. Okay, so megaspore develop to female gametophyte. It is embryo sac. Megaspore develop into embryo sac, and embryo sac, it means the sac means pouch which carry the embryo. Okay, and embryo sac is known as female gametophyte, and gametophyte means that carry the gametes, and this embryo sac, it's a carry female gametes, so it is called female gametophyte. So in structure of megasporangium there is a small opening on the ovule. Okay, and this opening is known as micropyle. Okay, and this opening where integument is absent, there is no presence of integument, and this is the opening or aperture is called micropyle, and this micropyle helps for the entry of the pollen tube. At the time of pollen germination, the pollen tube enter from this opening into the embryo sac. Okay, so the micropyle helps to enter the pollen tube where integument is absent. Okay, now this and of ovule where micropyle is there, then it is called micropylar end. This end of ovule is called micropylar end, and at the base, the ovule base, and this end is called Chasles pole or Chasles end. Okay, and this megasporangium, inside megasporangium it is a megaspore mother cell, and then megaspore mother cell develop to embryo sac. Okay, now let's learn the process of development of embryo sac in from megaspore mother cell. Okay, so here it is a embryo sac development, process of embryo sac development. Okay, so all of you know that inside this nucellus it is a single MMC. MMC means megaspore mother cell. Okay, and which is diploid. Megaspore mother cell, it is a diploid cell, and we undergo meiosis. Meiosis, it is a reductional division, and after meiosis, megaspore mother cell undergo meiosis to produce megaspore. 4 haploid megaspore. 4 haploid megaspore develop. Okay, and this process of development of megaspore from megaspore mother cell, it is known as megasporogenesis. Okay, and this develop 4 haploid megaspore. Okay, but in from 4 haploid megaspore, 3 megaspore will degenerate. 3 megaspore will degenerate, and only 1 megaspore remain functional. Okay, so the 3 megaspore degenerate and only 1 is remaining. Okay, and this 1 megaspore is remain functional. Okay, this is the megaspore, only 1 megaspore, and it remain functional, and this next further undergo the development of embryo cell. Okay, so this is the cell, and this is nucleus of megaspore. Okay, so megaspore nucleus. Okay, for the next is nucleus of the megaspore undergo mitosis. It undergo mitosis. Okay, it is another cell division. It is a equational division. Okay, so this nucleus undergo mitosis and produce 2 nucleus. After completing of the mitosis, it will produce 2 nucleus. You can see here. Okay, and then after formation of 2 nucleus, it does not form the cell wall. It is a free nuclear division. Normally, one cell undergo divide. First of all, nucleus get divide, then cytoplasm get divide, and it will form cell wall, and it will produce 2 cells. But in this situation, the nucleus, after division of nucleus, cell wall, cytoplasm does not divide and cell wall does not form. So it is called free nuclear division. Only nucleus get divide. Okay, so nucleus, after division of the nucleus, it will produce 2 nucleus. So it is called 2 nucleate embryo sac. Embryo sac having the 2 nucleus, so it is called 2 nucleate embryo sac. Then again, this both the nucleus start moving towards the opposite pole. This will move toward upside, and this will move downside. Okay, and it start moving to opposite pole, and then it again undergo mitosis. It produce 4 nucleus from the 2 nucleus. After mitosis, these 2 nucleus divide to form 4 nucleus. You can see here. Okay, on the opposite pole. Okay, so this structure is called 4 nucleate embryo sac. It will produce 4, having a 4 nucleus, so it is called 4 nucleate embryo sac. Now again this 4 nucleus undergo third mitosis. This is first mitosis, then second mitosis, and now it undergo third mitosis, and it will produce 8 nucleus, 4 on each pole. So 4 plus 4, it is 8 nucleus, and this structure of embryo sac is known as 8 nucleate embryo sac. So after undergoing a free nucleus division 3 times, it will produce 8 nucleate embryo sac. Now these 8 nucleus start forming a cell wall, but all of the 8 nucleus does not form a cell wall. Only 6 cell will form cell wall, and it will produce the mature embryo sac. Okay, now let's learn about the structure of mature embryo sac. This is the diagram of mature embryo sac. Okay, after formation of cell wall, only 6 cell will form the cell wall. Okay, the out of 8 cell, 3 cell make a cell wall and group together on the Chasles pole. Okay, so this is Chasles pole and this is micropylar pole. So 3 cell form cell wall and make a group and form antipodals. These cells are called antipodals. Antipodal cell, and these are the 3 antipodal cell on Chasles end. Okay, so in this it is a opposite. Okay, so here these are the three antipodals and it on the Chalzer pole. Okay, now then three cell group together and form egg apparatus on micropylar end. It means opposite side here. Okay, so three cell group together and form egg apparatus. Okay, in egg apparatus these two cell are called synergid. Two cells are called synergid cell. Okay, its name is synergid cell. Okay, and this one big cell of on the border of synergid, it is called egg cell, and egg cell it is a female gamete. This egg cell it is a female gamete, and it is this three cell group is called egg apparatus. Okay, and in synergid there is a cellular thickening. You can see here in diagram. This cellular thickening is called filiform apparatus. This cellular thickening is called filiform apparatus, and this filiform apparatus having a special function. What is the function of filiform apparatus? It guides the pollen tube into the embryo sac. When the pollen germination start, the pollen tube guided by the filiform apparatus. So filiform apparatus guide the pollen tube into the megasporangium. Okay, so these egg apparatus are here. These are two synergid and one is egg cell. So the pollen tube will enter from here into the megasporangium by the guidance of the filiform apparatus. Okay, so these three cell form the egg apparatus. So three cell here and three cell here. It means 6 nucleus will form into cell, but 2 nucleus remain free into the cytoplasm. Okay, so these 2 nucleus are called polar nuclei. These 2 nucleus is called polar nuclei, and this polar nuclei is free into the large cell. It is a central cell. The large cell you can see here, a large cell, it is a central cell, and inside the cytoplasm of central cell there are 2 nucleus. It is called polar nuclei. So this full structure having 7 cell, sorry. This full structure having a 7 cell and 8 nucleus. You can count the nucleus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 nucleus, but there is a 7 cell only. Okay, so you can count 3 antipodals, 3 egg apparatus, 3 plus 3, and 1 large central cell. It is a 7 cell. Okay, so this full structure is known as 8 nucleate 7 cell embryo sac. Okay, so this full structure is 8 nucleate 7 cell embryo sac, and it is the structure of mature embryo sac, and this mature embryo sac is known as female gametophyte because it carry female gamete. This is the main cell, female gamete egg cell. This is carried by this full structure. Okay.